first, you take the military out last, right? And about 10 other things that we could name. You don't give up Bagram, and you leave from Bagram, not from the place they left from. Couldn't breathe, it was so tight, so crazy, so horrible what they did. The veterans who have served this nation in uniform, enlisted their lives in defense of their families, our freedom, and our great American flag. And when I'm back in the White House, we're all going back together. They will once again have the loyalty, the respect, and the support that they earned and they so dearly deserve. After years of scandal, betrayal, and neglect under the Obama-Biden administration, I signed the VA Accountability Act. They were trying to get it done for 59 years, and we got it done through Congress, believe it or not, so they can't cancel it out right away, allowing us to tell the sadists and people that didn't work and people that didn't love are wounded and are injured and are hurt. They were terrible. They would treat them terribly, and you couldn't do a damn thing about it. They'd be in there, and they were sadists. They had people. This wasn't prime time for our people, and they weren't able to defend themselves. They had people that would really mistreat our veterans, and we couldn't do a thing about it because of the laws, civil service and otherwise. You couldn't do a thing. They could be as bad as they wanted. They could do everything up to murder. And the way they treated some of these people were just horrible people. You couldn't fire them. And now we looked at them, and we took about 7,000 of them, and we said, "You're fired. Get out, get out, get out." That was a big thing. And by the way, I don't know if you know it, but Biden wants to put them all back. Can you believe it? And these were the bad ones. These were the bad ones. We don't want to do that. We don't want to fire. We replace them with great people. They want to put them all back. All those people that are sickos, they want to put them all back. I also signed, about 59 years they've been trying to get this one, VA Choice, which made it permanent so that the veterans can get medical care at the private health care provider of their choice, so that you go in and you're not feeling well, and many people became terminally ill waiting. They'd wait for 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6, 7 months, and by the time they got to see the doctor, they were terminally ill. They could have been taken care of very quickly, very easily. Preventative care, the best thing about that is get it early. They got it early, but when they got to the doctor, it would be many months in many cases. So if you waited more than 1 day, we let you go to a private doctor, any private doctor. We paid the cost. We negotiated with them. We had fixed prices. I said, because those doctors, they know how to make money, don't they? Some of them are money machines, and some are just really good doctors and really love everyone in this room and all of your relatives. And what happened is we made a deal that nobody said could be made, and we got it passed in Congress, believe it or not. The Republican Congress did a great job with both of these, the accountability and this. And now you go, and if you have to wait online for more than a day, you go to a private doctor, you pick the private doctor, and they take care of you, and you live. And believe it or not that this was why I did it, because it wasn't, but you save a lot of money. It's actually a lot cheaper than letting somebody get sicker and sicker and just end up dying a horrible death. And people that were pretty sick but not that bad are better, and it's been an incredible system. I understand they're trying to dismantle it under the Biden administration, and you would know better than I, but they're trying to dismantle that under the Biden administration. But under the Trump administration, we live by the motto, promises made, promises kept. I made that promise. And there is no more solemn pledge than a promise to America's veterans. The veterans are incredible people. So many people in this room. Unfortunately, with crooked Joe Biden in the White House, our veterans are once again being backstabbed and betrayed by their government. Crooked Joe gutted our historic VA reforms and fought to reinstate thousands and thousands, as I just said, of fired, horrible employees. These are horrible employees that when we terminated them, we said, get out of here, and they got out, but now they have a little bit of a lobby going, and they even want back pay. They treated our veterans badly, and it looks like it's going to cost up to $200 million in back pay for people that were treating our veterans badly. But instead of wasting $200 million on the worst VA employees, and when I say bad, they're bad. When I'm president, I'll ask Congress to take up every penny of that money and add some to it, because we're going to build in your great state a brand new, beautiful VA hospital right here in New Hampshire. We're going to build the most beautiful hospital. And it's going to be, you're just about, I hate to say this, you're just about the only state that doesn't have a VA hospital, but yours is going to be better than any of them. Well, I'll get involved in the real estate world. We'll start looking at the corners and we'll say, we'll build a better one for half the price. Better than anybody, but you'll have it. And that's already on the drawing board. You're going to end up with your own hospital, which you really need. People have to travel for hundreds of miles to go and get to a hospital, a VA hospital. I'll also make it a personal mission to completely eradicate veterans' homelessness in America. We were doing a great job with it, and then a terrible thing happened. We were doing so well with it, and then these guys get in, and they treat the illegal aliens just pouring into our country better than they treat our veterans. I mean, they stay in the best hotels. I don't even stay in those hotels. I say, don't stay there. I tell my people, don't stay there. They're too expensive. They say, we can't, sir. They're being occupied by illegal aliens. Those owners are making a lot of money, but it's just crazy. We don't treat the veterans. We don't treat our veterans right. In the past 3 years, Biden has spent over $1 billion to put up illegal aliens in hotels, some of the most luxurious hotels in the country. Meanwhile, we have 33,000 homeless American veterans. Can you believe it? And we were really alleviating that problem, and now they've given that totally up. Totally up. It's terrible. On day one, I'll sign an executive order to cut off Biden's spigot of money for the shelter and transport of illegal aliens, and we will redirect a large portion of the savings to provide shelter and treatment for our own homeless veterans. We love our veterans. We've got to take care of our veterans here. They're among our greatest people. Crooked Joe puts bureaucrats first and illegal aliens first. I will put veterans first and America first every single time. In addition to being Veterans Day, today is also Armistice Day. Did you know that? Armistice Day. And this is an incredible number when you hear these numbers, but the anniversary of the end of World War I, a conflict that wrecked the entire world, really. I mean, large parts of the entire world, and killed over 20 million people. Did you know that? 20 million people. 20 million people! And think of it, we have a guy in the White House who can't put two sentences together, who couldn't find his way off this stage. And actually, he would be confused, because I think my audience behind me might be bigger than my audience in front of me.